Hey, kinfolk, welcome back to Keeping It Neat with Derek and Nick. I am Derek, Executive Bourbon Steward.
And I am Nick, certified bartender.
And we've gotten our introductions out of the way, and we are here for our next blind review live. We're going to finish up our series that we started last week. Don't know what we're drinking, have no idea. We're going to talk about a couple of different things as we go along. And on top of that, we're going to talk about Nick's hair. It's kind of looking like he needs a haircut, so maybe we'll have to do a group poll, but we'll be back with you in 1 second. And that's it. And yes, so, Nick's hair, that's, right now, as you can tell by me, I don't have the barbershop issue, barbershops being closed and everything like that. So, not a problem for me, but Nick does have some issues.
It looks, I think it looks a lot worse on camera than it really is. But pretty much like today's the first time I've styled it in like 3 or 4 days.
Yep.
Even when I had a meeting the other day, like I just wore a hat, it was way easier. It's getting long. It's long to the point that it's at the beginning stages of 2015 Nick Boyle. And
Ooh,
2015 Nick
beginning
Boyle,
phases. Yeah.
that was the man bun area.
Oh, dude,
era.
no man buns. No,
No, but I was like, if I could,
we're not doing man buns, buddy.
No man bun. But if I could get like the whole full slick back, maybe like the long hair. Maybe I'll just have a full flow by the end of the summer.
Ooh, a full flow. Nice. I like it.
Or the mullet idea you had. I'm still thinking that was pretty fun. That was funny.
Well,
text message the other day. I don't want to spoil anything.
All right. Well, we're gonna bring in Sadie real quick here because she's gonna explain some stuff.
Hi,
Hello,
everyone.
kiddo. So she's back for this week again. It's actually helping us out a lot having a third person with this. She is going to actually read all the notes for us, and after me and Nick make our guesses, she will read the notes, and me and Nick will guess at the pricing. So neither one of us will know, and it'll be a little bit better that way. We think anyway.
Right.
We've worked it out. So what do you got to show us, kiddo?
So I do have both of the envelopes here that you guys usually open and read. I know that Nick has both of his too, but I just wanted to show everyone that we haven't opened them. They're still intact. The boys don't know what they're drinking today, so
No, the boys don't.
I'll be reading it for them later on after they've done all their nosing and tasting and stuff, so that way they can guess the prices and not see them beforehand. I know that was a bit of an issue, something that they like to guess, so I think we'll be good this week. We have it on lock.
All right, we got it on lockdown. I like it. So we'll be on lockdown with that. So, all right, kiddo, we're going to go back to our regularly scheduled program, but I'll bring you back in when it's your time. So
Perfect.
All right, thank you.
No problem.
Later, kiddo. All right, so she's out. So, yeah, this is like professional, like, I feel like I'm working at a TV studio right now. I got clicking, bringing people in. I want to go camera 2, camera 3. Bring me in give me a close-up of Nick Boyle. Show me that hairline.
Wait, which way is it? I always got to remember everything's... No, it's not there anymore. The line's faded.
Yeah, the line's faded a little bit. That's okay, though. That is some thick, lush hair there. I remember my early age when I had that kind of hair, too. But now, as you can see, I've got my thick lushness kind of...
Yeah, I have to enjoy it while I can.
Well, you can. That's it. You may as well, because someday you're going to wake up, it's going to look like this, and all your problems are solved because you just keep you go to your barber, which you keep in the closet. It's just a pair of razors, and you just zip it off. All done.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's basically it. But, before we start our show, I want to give a shout out and actually thank all the essential employees out there, our first responders, our emergency room workers, the nurses out there that are working, everybody that's still out working out there in the food services industry for deliveries and doing all of that stuff, grocery store workers. Basically, if you're an essential employee and you're going to work, thank you very much for everything you do from us at Keeping It Neat. We appreciate it. We appreciate everything you do, putting yourself out there really in the line, of harm, honestly, because, of the whole craziness that's going on with what we got going on nowadays here. So, but other than that, anything else you got, Nick?
No, just other than recapping what you're seeing today is we have 2 more in the letters Sadie, which spelled out Sadie's name. And we figured out that the bourbons that or I should say the variety of alcohol that she picked last time all actually spell her name as well. We solved that. But still, I have no idea what
No
that
idea
means
what
and
the
where
last
that means
two
we're
are.
going today.
Yeah, we have no idea what the last two are going to be, so we'll get into those eventually, and see what they are once we start, working through the nose. Other thing too today is Jay from Bourbon and a Baby. It's his birthday. Happy 40-year to you, sir.
Wow,
Happy
birthday.
birthday. Yep, found that out today in the Twitterverse.
Cool.
So, yep, Jay's birthday today. So happy birthday from Keeping It Neat to Jay. He was like one of the first other YouTube channels that reached out to us, along with New Dram Drinker. He's actually the one that gave us the Christmas challenge, the 5 whiskeys of Christmas. He's the actual one that gave us that challenge, so it came from him. So happy birthday, Jay. Hope you have a great day. Now, the other thing I wanted to talk about before we got into the actual whiskey, because we only have 2, so, we're filling time, really. You know what I mean? But it's actually pretty cool, is I got these the other day. Now, it's a Glencairn glass that I always have, but I got the little toppers for them. Now, these have a silicone gasket seal on them. If you can see, I'll bring them in a little closer to the camera. There's like a fine line. But anyway, it makes a watertight seal when you put them on, and you can pull that gasket off so it makes it easier. But the cool thing is you can get these either way. Like all mine, they come with a laser etched number on the top, Roman numeral number on the top. So if you're doing blind tastings, you can do them. It goes from 1 through 6. And they say it on the top, so you won't know which one it is. So you just know it's number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, which is kind of cool. But I wanted to show this because everyone goes, oh, yeah, sure, it's waterproof. I believe you. But here it is. Got the topper on top of this right here. So, and then, whoop, I got to keep it in camera. Well, no, not really. Guess not. Not really all that waterproof.
It worked the first time. So
yeah, it did work the first time. I was like, I have it. Now I got too cocky with it. That's what happened.
Yeah.
But you know what? I don't even want to waste this whiskey. I want to lick it off the table, but I'm not going to because that's one of our blinds.
I'm going to tell you something. It cracked me up when you showed me this before, and I was like, I'll save my comment for when we do the show. The fact that you got those safe holders because I broke it the first time.
You broke it, and these are a little bit more robust. They are a little more robust. They look like they can take a drop.
When you actually put yours in it, like you literally could hear the.
Yeah, it's really, it's pretty good seal, you know what I mean? Yeah. So if it was to tip over, you're not going to lose your alcohol, obviously. Let's not hold it upside down, I guess, but that's what they showed me on the commercial, and you know what, I can send them back, but I'm not going to. But down in the comments down below in the description of the video, I actually have the link to the Amazon Amazon link for this. So you can just go right there. You can get it with the etched numerals or without. With the numbers, it's $24.99. Without the numbers, it's $19.99 for a set of 6. So if you're into that with the toppers and you like doing that little scent tests and whatnot, so if you pour them out, you can cap them off and have them all pre-poured and ready to go for yourself. So I thought they were pretty cool, and so I did that. But yeah, it's down in the description down below. You can just click on it, follow the link right to Amazon. We get nothing from it. I'm not an Amazon, we're not Amazon affiliate, so we get nothing from it. I just did it as a kind gesture from the bottom of my heart to you. If something our fans would like to do, our kinfolk out there would enjoy getting. So that's for you folks. That's what I do this.
Awesome.
But
you
other than that,
tease something before we start, right?
We did want to tease something. So me and Nick have been kicking around a way that we can be a little bit
soccer ball.
Yeah, yes, a virtual soccer ball. But actually, we wanted to do somewhere that we could make it a little bit more interactive for our fans that are following along with us. Everybody that's coming along, watching us all the time when we're doing this. So we've come up with a way that we think we can do this. But stick around in the show. We're going to explain the rest of it later on. After we get done with everything, we'll explain exactly what it is and how you get to be basically in on the show and almost like you're here with us.
Yeah.
In some way. It was a good idea. It wasn't bad. So that came Bourbon Bay Becca. I can't take the credit. That was hers. Bourbon Bay Becca thought of that one. So are you ready, Nick? You want to get into these first blind?
The first one that we have is the letter I for I will enjoy this.
Yep. All right. So we're going to go to letter I. I already have mine pre-poured. I'm going to pull my topper off.
I totally poured the rest of mine. I need to pour some back.
Oh, man. You better save some. Nick likes having some left over.
I do. It's good to review them afterwards. Like when we got off last time and you and I were just chit-chatting and I kept sipping them, I was like, see, your taste buds already start changing. So
Yep.
To keep that in mind.
All right. So are you ready to whiskey, sir?
I'm ready and able.
All right. Going in.
Like I was going to have to ask you a question. I don't know why. Are you ready?
Are you ready to whiskey?
I'm ready if you're ready.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Look, I mean, this one is super light. I mean, if you can see right there, and it's very light colored. Very light. So let me see what we got going on in comments before I get in on the nose.
Just Becca getting happy she got
Yeah,
credit.
oh, Becca did get the credit. Yep. There she goes. Yay, she got the credit. Giving Becca the credit. Got to do that, you know. We're all about.
Very light on the nose already.
It's got a light, fruity,
and
honey, but a floral, like a light floral note in there also.
Totally.
There is a light floral note in there. I'm getting on there.
I'm getting a lot of alcohol content in there too in the nose. Like.
We always have that different though. I mean, the alcohol that we're getting off of it.
Yeah.
It's the honey, floral, and there's something else in there too. I want to say maybe like a grassy note to it almost, an earthy tone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. All right, I'm gonna go in for a sip.
Yeah, I am with you there. Cheers. Wow.
Again, you're getting that. It's sweet. There's a sweet note. I'm gonna go honey again, floral, a light oak in there, a little bit of smoke. Maybe it's a brininess.
I don't smell any smoke or taste it. It's so light.
It is. It's super light. I know.
I don't hate it.
No, I don't either. This is another tough one. Sadie's coming out with the stumpers, man.
I'm not getting anything off of this though either. Like, so it's like, as much of a stumper as it is, it's also not giving me anything to work with. I feel like it's very light on all the noses. They're very, very subtle.
This is gonna be. Yep, my buddy Brian wants to know, looking good, Derek. You finally gonna have a raffle? He's been dying for a raffle. He wants me to raffle off one of those cans, one of the chug jugs. Do a raffle for, to try to figure out something to do. It is something we've been kicking around, and we have been thinking about it. You know, he's got like, his idea is actually, it's not a bad idea. It's, if you to enter the raffle, basically, it's you have to come in, you have to bring in X amount of, you're going to share it to several people and maybe get new subscribers for the channel, so you actually get something, you're getting something for the channel basically. But it'd be like shares or subscribes is the way he basically broke it down. It was a great idea. It really is. And I mean, I've talked about it, I have a couple extra bottles that I'd like to do some kind of a raffle. I just got to figure out how to set it up and how we're going to do the raffle end of it. You know what I mean? Obviously you have to be 21 to get it. We have some people that are out of state, so I'd have to ship it to them, so getting into all that. So I want to be able to, no matter where you are, if you win the raffle, I want you to get it. There's enough computerized random drawing things. I can put everyone's name in it, and we just do it here, and it would come up before the end of a show. We'd know how, who would be the winner, or on a later date I could do the same thing and announce the winner, and then just get you your bottle, because I have a couple of bottles of rare how to find stuff that I could do for the raffle. But
so I'm getting toffee on the nose, and
okay.
I was really digging for it, but I was thinking of in the scent kits with the toffee, but then we also had the butterscotch candies right next to it, so I was really trying to depict which one it was, but in the nose I'm smelling toffee.
Did you put water in?
Not yet.
I'm gonna put some water in right now, see if that helps.
And I feel like there's a little back of the palate spice on it too. It's like
I will definitely. I'm getting that little bit of spiciness in the background. It's not overbearing, but it's like it's a sweet spice too, and so maybe like a cooking spice of some sorts, But
maybe. So we add the water to try to bring out some of those flavors and the scents that that sometimes it isn't as apparent the first time because something else might be on top of it. So this helps bring it out. That was a question from last week.
That's actually a very good question. And you know, when you reduce the alcohol level, you actually bring out all kind of different aromas and stuff that's going on inside of the whiskey itself. So it does help with us. Sometimes it helps, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes we get nothing extra out of it when we add water. It just reduces the alcohol. But sometimes you can get something on the palate that you weren't able to pick out before, and sometimes you can get something on the nose that you weren't able to get before too. So sometimes it helps out a lot because we have had some that it's opened up and made them brighter and just opened up all kind of different senses and, you know, different aromas on the palate, some different tastes. So pretty good.
So I have a question for you and my guess. Am I allowed to make two guesses? It's never happened before. Maybe once. But I have two, and I'm torn between the two, and I don't want this to be I said that before. I almost want them both to be there because, and if I'm completely wrong, I don't know.
If you want, you can put down two guesses. Because I'm like, honestly, dude, I'm split right now. I thought I knew originally, and now there's more I'm tasting it. From my original tasting that I had, the first sip and nosing till now where I'm at, it's like I'm like split down the middle on which way I want to go because I think it could go either way with what I'm thinking. And I think you're thinking the same thing along those lines. But
I'll be interested to see what you say. I don't want to say anything. But I'm going to guess. See, I have to save my backup specifically for this reason because we got to write down our scores as well. And that, I mean, like, this is one of those ones where I wonder because it's the first one of the night, will it hold up later tonight when we're off air? You know what I mean?
I gotcha. I'm getting it's like a cookie. I'm getting like a cookie vanilla-y kind of a flavor in there. Because it's like a
sugar cookie or like
like a sugar cookie and like a vanilla-y like cream because it's got like that vanilla creaminess to it.
I was thinking those, you know, those I love them. Those sugar cookies that they make for like every season, and then they put that like thick layer of frosting on it, and you buy them in like the 24 packs for parties.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's got a little of that going on.
Brian says it's time to give back to the people. Keep up the good work. Cheers, guys. Hey, thanks, Brian. Appreciate it, buddy.
Thanks, Brian.
He's been pushing me. I see him every day at work, you know, when he's there, and he's like, you know, I think you should really do a raffle. So it's a great idea. It really is. So don't think we're not. I've taken your words to heart. I do. I like the input, and I like getting, you know, outside opinions on stuff like that. And, you know, if it's something you guys would like to see, put it in the comments down below. Let us know. You know what I mean? If you'd be probably everyone, I don't see why anybody would be cost you nothing. It's not going to cost any of our fans anything that are following along with us and watching us. It would just be, you know, along the lines of you have to share it 3 times or share it 5 times. So that way, you know, it gets out there to a larger group of people so that we can, you know, draw in more fan base and more viewers really is what we're looking for. So you get written down right now, Nick?
I am.
Let me get my board. I'm going to write down my board. I'm going to take one more sip and then I'm going to take my guess. One more sip, then I'm taking my guess.
When I said I like smelt the alcohol earlier, not that it was alcohol-y, like it's not, I don't think it's a high proof, but more or less like I felt like I was getting the smell of it, if that makes sense.
All right.
What's it called? What's the name for alcohol like that you would smell in this? You said it.
The ethanol is that? I think it's ethanol. The ethanol end of it, like that's the kind
totally
of
what I feel
that
like
alcohol. But you could just say alcohol, and everyone knows what you mean. Like you get the alcohol burn to the nose.
Yeah, just a very subtle, just like there, you know. I feel like that honey and the toffee, like we said, kind of came out in this. The slight oak I could see. I could kind of get that from the barrel.
The barreling. And here's the whole thing, too, is I don't know if this one's finished in anything. So if it's the casking could also be giving us something like more along the lines of like a wine note or something like that. But I don't think it's like a sherry cask or anything like that. But
so what are we revealing first? Are we revealing the score or what we think?
It'd be this. We always do the score first and then our reveals, don't we?
Yeah, keep your board down. I can see it.
Oh boy, everyone knows.
So, and just because of that, this is going to be a very interesting.
I think I know what your second one is going to be. So maybe you know what? I'm going to write down on the bottom what I think your second guess is.
Yeah, if I'm going to write 2, you got to write 2. It's a rule.
Oh, all right.
We never do this. This is the first in 101 episodes or 102 episodes now because your awesome cocktail. If you have not gone and seen Derek's cocktail video, please take the time to make sure this is in your to-do list by Sunday.
By Sunday. Well, here's the whole thing: is we need.
It was great, dude. You did an awesome job.
I appreciate it.
I never even do the peel the way you did, and I was like, "That's great." And
there's a different way to do the peel? I don't even know how else to do a peel, so.
No, I'm just saying, like, usually when I make them at work, if I'm just trying to make them real quick, like, usually I just keep the
Hey, Rob.
the orange slice and a cherry in it.
Oh, okay.
Like when I serve it as the garnish.
Yep.
But you're right. The correct garnish is the peel. So that was very nice.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean. All right. I understand what you mean with the orange, which you're going with that. I forgot what I was going to say, but anyway, so we'll do our numbers right now. We'll grade it, and then we'll show what we think. So I gave this bad boy a 3.
Okay.
I think it's pretty good. I don't think it's bad at all. I think it's very drinkable. I think anybody could approach this and like it. Depending on what the representation is, if we're correct with our guesses, you or me, I don't know what we got yet. But I think it's a good representation of that. If I'm right, anyway. If you're right, then it'll be a good representation of what you think it is. But I think it's very drinkable. I think it's approachable. The alcohol is there. The more you sip on it, you can get it through there. But I don't think it's that high. It's just for whatever reason it's coming through. You're getting it a little bit, but it's not the burn. I'm not getting that, long burn or the Kentucky hug like that. It finishes nicely. The finish is delicious. It's not overbearing and it's not overly long either. But so I gave it a 3. What do you got, bud?
So you like more of the complexity, and I like of the simplicity to drink and still enjoy and get that sweetness and flavors there. So with my score of a 4 out of 5. And
wow.
And I contemplated, and I was gonna write it down here. I was like, forget it. But this could maybe move up to a 4.5. This could move down to a 3.5. This is a very rocky boat for me, and here's why. I love the flavors. It's very simplistic, I feel like, for what we mostly drink. The thing about it is that this is a great, whichever area, like you just said, this falls in, I feel that it's a very good first-timer for whatever you give them. And yeah. I wouldn't let anyone know what the bottle or the type that they're going to drink is. I would present it exactly how we had it tonight and let somebody try it. Because I think, like we always talk about, if you see a bottle, your mind changes. If you know it's a Scotch, or you know it's a Japanese, or you know it's an Irish, or you know it's a bourbon, or you know your mindset changes immediately. Oh, I don't like that. Oh, no, I've had this before. I don't like that. No. That's why we love our show. That's why the show stands out from the rest, is that this is how you should have presented this, and this is what I would want someone to try it as. And again, you're going to know it now, and we're recommending it, or we're not recommending it. I'm recommending this.
Nick is highly recommended. With a 4 from Nick, that's like you better drink it tomorrow. Go find this bottle.
If I had this bottle, I could sip on this all night. This is beautiful. It's delicious and easy for me, and I'm not looking for anything crazy. So
nice. I like it. All right, so our guesses, you ready?
Yep. So I did Scotch and Japanese, 42%. And I almost went 43, by the way, in H2 no.
So I went with an Irish, 43%, H2 no. And my guess was that what you were going to think the other one was Japanese, which is also the thing I was thinking of was Japanese with this. Just because of how light it was.
Yes, exactly.
It was very good, but I'm sticking to my Irish. After I broke it down and started sipping on it some more, I'm going with an Irish. Which Irish it is, I am not sure, but you know who's going to know for us? We're going to bring in Miss Sadie.
Sadie! I'm going to have a cracker in you.
Hello. Oh, no, that's not what we want.
That's not, there it is.
Okay,
That's
here
what
we are.
Wanted. There we are.
So, I have our envelope here. I'm going to open it up for us. But while I'm opening it, I just want to say that last week I kind of teased this one a little bit. So I said that I accidentally looked it up in place of whatever we did for D last week. So the review that I had seen, because Dad mentioned that I'm not the biggest fan of whiskey.
No.
So this one, the review for this one that I sort of hinted at last week said that the aroma on this whiskey leans towards spicy and smoky with some wet cardboard and a little nail polish remover. And honestly, I think I wrote that in another life. Anyway.
Yes, you did say that.
I hinted it last week because I accidentally looked this one up instead of the D. So this is the wet cardboard up.
It really put down wet cardboard?
Yeah, yep, that was one of the reviews. I wish that I could share with you, but I promise it's 100% a legit review. I'm looking at it right now. Afterwards, everyone can go ahead and put this into their computers, look it up themselves. But the second review, if you put in this whiskey flavor, shows right up.
Wow.
So, all right, we're going to get to it. I have my envelope open.
Woo!
So, it is the Dubliner Irish Bourbon cask aged blended Irish whiskey. So that's where the I comes in. It's an Irish whiskey. It's the only thing I could find that started with an I.
Wow, you
So-
made this so obvious without us actually being able to figure it out because we're just not capable of it. So I'm gonna
Well, here's the whole thing is that there's
Don't
Japanese
read it.
whiskeys that start
Don't read
with
it
an
yet.
I, so I didn't know if it was going to be. It could have been a Japanese because some of the Japanese whiskeys do start with an I in the title, in the name. So it could have been one of those, and I have some of those in stock downstairs too. So
I don't think we have the notes ready for those yet because I was looking. I did look
okay.
through very many bottles.
Gotcha.
But I don't think we have notes prepared for those, and we usually just
Gotcha.
choose ones that we have readily prepared to print
we
out
do.
and bring to Nick super fast.
Yes.
So we don't have anything down for the appearance, but the guys showed you that it's super light in color. For the nose, we have sweet apple filling, puff pastry, graham cracker, and sweet whipped cream. And then for the palate, we have rice flour cookies, lemon meringue, tea with cream and sugar, orange flower honey, and heather.
Heather. Don't know what heather is. I couldn't tell you.
I
That
know
is
it.
not
Like,
something in my wheelhouse.
It's like a grassy, flowery type of thing.
Oh, hey, we did say grassy and
and
flowery
a lot of
earlier.
that pastry stuff. Maybe that's where we're coming from with those those cookies, that pastry taste almost.
Maybe.
vanilla-y
It's possible.
Stuff. I don't know.
Could be.
Filling, though.
Hey,
Interesting.
Sadie, what was the alcohol content on it? It should be at the top of the paper.
It's 40%.
40. Oh, wow.
Yep.
So we
This
were both
is
wrong.
right down my aisle.
Yeah,
Derek,
this
and
is
I'm not
right
a
up
big
your alley
Irish
there,
person,
buddy.
So the
Does this-
Dubliner.
Yeah.
Let's start writing that one down.
The Dubliner. Wow, I don't. This
I
one,
love the name of it too. Like, cool. Couldn't have been better.
I can't remember.
How do you forget it? It's an Irish. The Irish is in the name.
Man, I can't remember if this was. I don't think this was one that maybe Tim Murray might have given us. I can't remember.
Was that the palate or the finish?
That was the
way.
palate. The finish
Okay.
is a sweet finish. That's all it says. It's just
Okay.
sweet.
No.
So
Oh,
Sweet
alright.
it is.
So we weren't too far off. I mean, we said a lot of the sweet notes, the vanilla notes. I mean, like,
No, I think
there was nothing about oak though. But we, with a little bit of the spice.
But with
I
the
guess.
bourbon barrel finish, you can get that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah,
And
that's
does
true.
it say on the last page there? Does it say where the notes came from, Sadie?
no, it has sources blank. So
Oh, geez, evidently I didn't even.
you really
bother with
didn't
this.
complete this
No,
one at
I didn't
all.
complete it at all. It was very ragtag. Sorry about that, folks. It's all on me. I don't know who I got these from. It's possible. Again, I always try to go to the source, but if I can't get it from there, I go to secondary sources for tasting profiles and whatnot. From now on, I'm going to try getting it from Flaviar because they actually, if they have it on there, they have some really good tasting notes that they always have with all their whiskeys they have online. So that'll be what I'll do in the future. I'm going to try to go to and I'll use those as I'm doing the notes because they tend to have really good notes on everything. So that may be my new go-to source rather than just combing the internet as I normally do and trying to find something that'll be able to be used for us. But all right, kiddo. Well, thank you very. Anything else on there? Oh, that's what we're gonna
So
guess the
you're
price.
gonna guess the price now.
Oh man! All right. The Dubliner. I am gonna guess the Dubliner is $28 and some odd change, maybe.
And I'm going to guess 45, Bob.
Woo!
All right, so Dad's a lot closer. It's $21.99.
Wow, that's a bargain.
Yeah,
I'm legitimately writing this down.
yeah.
I like it.
I not only really like I said, like I enjoyed this in a weird way, and I wasn't sure where my 3.5 to 4 to 4.5 would be. I think 4 was probably the best bet. I wouldn't move it because I still enjoyed it. It was exactly what I want it to be, and for the price, I would totally go buy this tomorrow. Just my
Yeah.
opinion.
No, it's very good. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. Again, I like it. Brian Ferrari says, if you do a raffle, take Texas' name out of it. That would be amazing. He would be very upset if I came on. This is the Brian Texera raffle we're doing tonight, but he's not allowed to be in it. He
came up with the
says-
idea. He can't participate.
But supposedly he says he has like 50 potential subscribers for us. That's what he's saying if we do this raffle. So, he wants to be, shoe in for it. That's what he's trying. So he's trying it very hard, but we'll see. But again, thanks, Brian. But yeah, so all right. Well, thanks, kiddo.
No
I think that's it.
problem.
We will bring you back in after we're done with our.
Happy tasting for your next one. Good luck.
Thank you so much.
So I'm gonna finally, as what
Oh.
you guys don't know, this is the I. Where is it? I.
Yep.
Oh, no.
There it is. Aye.
When you put us like this, I'm gonna open this up only because I actually want to see the notes myself. But because
Nick really liked this one.
yeah, and but we always, oh my gosh, normally there's 2 papers. So
Yeah, they usually so it's very skimpy. I must have been rushing on this one for whatever reason. I don't know.
But truthfully, for what it was, I mean, like I said, like I don't always like this stuff, so we always write our scores on the bottom so that we keep track of what we have. So writing that note.
Well, I just want to say hi to all our viewers that are watching us right now. We've got Baron and Rob, got Brian, and we have Brian. We have all the Brians are out there tonight. We got lots of Brians. We got Bourbon Babe Becker in the other room watching, and everybody else that's out there that's too afraid to make a comment. That's okay. Don't worry. We don't bite hard, but you can make the comments down below. Just say hi, and we'll keep it anonymous. We won't even bring you in. At least I will. I'm going to show you a thing because that's what I do. Yep. So, thank you everyone for watching right now. We're going to get into our number 2, sir. Are you ready? Let's change these up. Move my whiskey over there.
Letter E.
Letter E. Oh, this one is definitely darker for sure.
This must be the cardboard one.
It must be definitely cardboard, without a doubt. All right,
what do you
let's
get?
see.
Just cardboard.
Just cardboard. So, are you ready to whiskey, sir?
Ready and able.
Let's go. Beep. All right. So, yeah, definitely darker. I mean, you can definitely see. Gotta get out of the way.
It's like dark.
It's definitely has that deep copper hue to it. We're gonna do one show too, maybe, and just all the different colors of whiskey, and we'll just list them out on what the color may be. Like one was the other day. It was was it the one that we did last week? It was molten copper. Was one of them. Oh no, that might have been one I tried the other day. It was molten copper. I'm like,
no, I feel like we've talked about that.
Maybe but that's the differences. All the different names they have for what a color is of all the same color. Basically, copper. It's just 300 different words in front of copper. So
now, at the same point, you also have spent time for our fans to know to organize playlists. So if you go on our YouTube, Derek is currently working on. He's got 1 or 2 so far, which have come out great. And he's actually organizing the videos we've done so far so that if you're looking for the information on all the stuff we've already covered before on why do we use H2O, how do the barrels work, how does the, what do you call the dipper that you go
the whiskey thief.
The whiskey thief. So basically all of our old nips of knowledges, he's putting that together in a playlist so you can access them all in one. So all these new people who are coming, or if you don't know certain things, you can find all this here. Again, I'm a bartender, but I've been learning so much through Derek from what Derek's learned by getting his executive bourbon stewardship. So it's been a great process, but why not learn and why not be able to pick these things out when you're trying it on your own?
Yeah,
so
definitely. Well, thanks, Nick. And I'm going to finish those up. I'm going to break everything down into all the different categories of whiskey also. So it'll be a playlist just of all the bourbons that we've done, all the Irishes that we've done, all the Scotches that we've done. So it'll be broken down like that. So if you don't want to watch, maybe a video on, Irish isn't your thing, you can just go to the bourbon playlist. You can go to the Irish, whatever your whiskey of choice is, you'll be able to go to that. I mean, it's just in the playlist, so that's where it's all going to be located. Just click on that. Check us out. When you're bebopping around on YouTube and you're on our channel, check out the playlist section. I'm going to be filling that in, probably later this week, getting that finished up and moving everything over. So definitely going to be worthwhile, and I think it'll help out a lot of people.
Ones, right? I think
and they'll be separate. There's a whole category just for flavored ones too. Yep. So it'll be all our episodes that we've done on flavored whiskeys. Those will be separated out. So those will be in there. So if you want to see what we've done with flavoreds, go right there. I'm also going to do just a cocktail list, whiskeys that we've made cocktails with, and that'll be just all. You'll be able to go right to the cocktail, the cocktail playlist and see all the different cocktails that we've done on the show so far. Yeah. So thank you very much, Nick. I appreciate the little shout out there. But let's get into this puppy.
You've had a great week. I've had a week from.
Yeah, you've had a week full. Place. Yeah, you've had a tough one. You need a whiskey. Here, I bought you a whiskey. Enjoy.
Thanks, man.
Oh, dude, that's a nice nose. Deep brown sugar.
That does smell really good.
Oh my God, that's so good.
See now, all right, now we're back in the game. Now we're back to our friend.
Yeah, we are back to our friend right there. That is so good. Wow. dude.
Yeah, a lot of
It's
that brown sugar.
that
right
that
there.
brown sugar, and there's like that caramel going on in there.
Very dark.
There's like a dark fruit note in there too. Wow.
Maybe a little bit of cocoa.
Okay. So you think a little chocolate note in there?
I think there's a small chocolate note, but
You know what, dude? I think your nose is on right now.
oh my god!
I usually have it.
Goodness.
Did you go too deep?
Oh, where'd it go?
Ah! Oh no!
When when your parents used to take it from you and be like, give it back, give it back.
Oh, what's
Right? The nose smells great, but I need the taste. I need to get into it. Let's do it.
All right. Woo! Got some alcohol. Woo! Wow, that's got some alcohol to it, baby. Oh my god.
Oh my gosh. My bottom lip just went numb.
But surprisingly, for the alcohol that I think is in here, it's really smooth because I'm not getting that long burn. It doesn't have like a super long finish either.
That was the first swish. I feel like it's going to open up a little bit. And I'm excited because this might be one that might benefit from the water. So I'm interested to see what happens with this. Also, hi, Ashley. Ashley was the one who first trained me over at Stoneforge.
Oh, very nice.
Ashley, thanks for joining.
Did I miss her on the comments? Because I would.
She just came in to watch on Facebook.
Oh, okay, cool.
And so did Paul and Karen LaBella.
Oh.
So hi, guys.
Hi guys, thanks for watching.
I'm trying to also, but not 8 screens like you. I've got 2, so I can do,
I've got my phone going so I could make sure that our Twitter was going off the way it's supposed to. So we're live on Twitter also tonight. So we added one more thing this evening when we were doing all our stuff. So we're live on Twitter, live on YouTube, live on Facebook. So we're getting a lot of stuff accomplished here. I like it.
Ashley literally just said, "That's funny because I'm allergic to cocoa." So you tuned in at the perfect time.
Perfect time. Do not, whatever this is, do not try it. It may have cocoa in it.
I mean, again, I might be completely wrong, so stay tuned.
It's got it's super sweet on the palate. You definitely get that alcohol in there. You can't get around that. The alcohol is in there. I'm also getting like a textile-y, maybe leathery kind of a deal there. Definitely. A little bit of oak.
Explain the leather.
The leather.
How do you know about leather, Derek?
Leather is just one of the scents that understand that scenting is all based on memory and your experiences you've had. If you've never smelt a piece of leather. Now, the way I describe it is it's like when you smell leather, it's one of those sensory things that you can taste it too. Like the smell, because I've never gone around licking on leather. It just doesn't happen. But it transfers over as a scent memory basically, and it transfers that way. The easiest way I put it is when you sit inside a brand new car. When you sit inside a brand new car with leather interior, when you get in there and you sit and you close the doors and you smell that new car, that leather smell, or a brand new leather jacket. That's what it is. That's the flavor that you're getting. So that smell is the flavor, and that's the leather. Again, it all comes from experience. You know what I mean? Like it's your own personal memories that you've had with something. It's just like guava and fruit like that sometimes comes through in whiskeys. If you haven't experienced that or you haven't tried it, you wouldn't be able to pick guava out as a fruit note, or even cocoa, or any of the other notes, honey, the subtle stuff like that, and apricot. Sugar, like the cookies, your shortbread cookies, stuff like that. When we're saying that in a description on what we're picking out, that's all comes from memories that you have, or scent memories, or stuff that you've built up to, that you've trained yourself to pick out.
And you've done an episode before, by the way, which again, you can go back and check out.
We'll put it up over here. I'll put it above Nick's head. I'll set it up over there.
One of the scent kits, and we analyzed the scent kits that we use when we're normally in studio. Right now, we're going blind. Like, we're going as blind as you get. We're going off what we remember. But I mean, you think that box one you had about, I think it was 30 scents, and then the one that Becca and you made at home, the homemade one, that had about at least, I'd say 14, right?
Yep.
14, 15.
And there was a bit, and that was the Common Sense. It was a nip of knowledge we did. It's called Common Sense. And these were things that you have in your own house right now, in your cupboard, that you could go to and pull out for a small scent kits. Stuff like cinnamon, brown sugar, nutmeg, clove, things like that you can take out right now. And as you're sniffing something, you can go and compare it back and forth.
Yeah.
Which was a thing that we did for when me and Bourbon Bay Becca went down to Kentucky. We sat there for about an hour with the scent kit and 4 different whiskeys, and we just went through each one. You had the 4 whiskeys in front of you, then you picked up like say what tobacco. You smell. You get it in that one? No. Get it in that one? No. Get it in that? Oh yeah, I get that. And you're going back and forth. Then you wrote down. But you did that through. The exercise went on for at least an hour, maybe an hour and a half that we did that. And that was for 4 different whiskeys that we were trying. And it was just to show you how many different scents you can actually pick out when you're using like that scenting kit and what's actually inside that whiskey a lot of times that you can get. I'm gonna add some water to this, see if it opens it up a little. On the palate, okay, so we've said that. We said it was sweet. Brown sugar, definitely some cinnamon going on. I'm getting a little cinnamon note in there.
I was getting the cinnamon too. It was fun because while you were listing it, I'm like sniffing and tasting. Can you say something? I forgot. That's why I was like super into what you were saying.
It just, dude, it brought out that caramel note more.
Totally.
When you added that water to it. So that just popped, really.
My cup holder keeps getting stuck to this.
Oh.
Keeps smashing and making like the craziest sound in the world.
Don't you know the bar trick? You got to sprinkle a little salt on that. A little salt between the bottom of that. If you want to shoot.
Not plan. But it's a cool cup holder. We'll take a moment. Everyone knows this location.
Hey! Ooh, the flyover. I like that.
And the American flag.
And the American flag,
baby.
yeah.
One
it's
day
cool
we'll
there.
be reacquainted.
Someday, maybe, if the whole all sporting events aren't, completely on the kibosh this year because of all this craziness. They actually canceled the Kentucky, postponed the Kentucky Derby. It was supposed to be going off this weekend, I believe. And they postponed it till September.
Wow. Maybe that'll be my next, maybe I'll have to get cocktail stuff for that then, Derek. Because I love the drinks.
Well, that's what's the cocktail down there that they do for the Kentucky Derby? There's a couple of different ones they have, but the mint julep is one.
The mint julep's
the mint julep. The mint julep is big down there.
See, I'm not getting anything off the nose anymore. I feel like the ethanol is coming out so strong now.
The alcohol is there for sure, man.
Whew.
That's good though. I like that one. That one is really, really good. And I want to say I'm probably more than likely have had this before, but
I was gonna say this seems like something I've had before too. But I'm getting a lot of spice in the back palate.
Well, there is a lot of spice. There's a lot. You get a lot of that baking spice going on in the back, along with the cinnamon. But I think there's a lot. There might be a little bit of nutmeg in there too, going on. Say,
not even nutmeg. I think there's like a nuttiness, like an actual.
Ooh, a nut, an actual nut, huh? Maybe it's possible.
And like, yeah, it's so weird because it's sweet, and then there's like a sweet kick, and I don't.
See, I actually learned from you. I kept some in reserve.
Yeah.
I didn't burn through all of it. Hey, well, look at you. Nick likes to, saves it all up. It's tougher when we're doing it this way because before Nick, we always have we have the bottle at the studio with us. So when you want more, you just pour more. It's not really a big deal. But with this whole, transfer
Which is
of
probably for the best because that's usually when we'd get the Chinese and
oh yeah, then we come back and we gotta finish this last
8?
episode. Yeah, not so much, but oh well. All right, let me write down our guesses here on what we're going.
All right.
Ooh,
there's something else coming through on the nose now that's throwing me off.
Yeah, when you go back to it now,
I don't know if it's like a honey or like a maybe shortbread cookie. Now I'm not getting cardboard from the last one or this one.
No, but that was like that. Remember that one that we did? I forgot if it was it was a Scotch or an Irish that they said model airplane glue.
Oh, that one was hilarious. You know which one that was, Derek?
What?
I'm pretty sure that was the Jack-a-Rabbit or whatever it was called.
No, it wasn't. No, that wasn't the High West. That wasn't the Burr Rye.
That model airplane glue. I remember reading that and I lost it. That was
I can't remember what one that
was.
was.
But the craziest part is we all know that scent.
No.
And flavor, not flavor. Right? Everyone knows
I think it was a Scot. It was Bourbon Babe Beck, if you can't hear her, she's just lightly whispering to me now from the other room.
That's good.
She said that she thinks it was a Scotch too. All right, flip that over, give it my score. Okay.
Let me tell you something. I'm struggling, Derek.
Struggling with the score for this?
No, just everything.
Folks, I want to tell you something, folks, right now. This part of it right here, where we're actually writing down and stuff, a lot of this I cut right out. A lot of the scenting, the nosing and stuff, so we can get a video that's, basically watchable, because nobody wants to sit here for 30 minutes and watch Derek and Nick sniff on a whiskey and, go in and just, again, describe you all the different colors and, work through a plethora. I was told I have to use big words, too. A plethora of different scents. So, that we go, you think it's this, you think it's that, then going through our scent kit and, trying 16 different things. So for, to expedite it a bit, I cut a lot of it out, so you're seeing more of this right now, but we're still trying to keep it to a time frame where it's not going to be 45 minutes of, Nick and I just, I think I don't know if it's cardboard or not. I can't be sure.
I'll tell you something. I could, I'm trying so hard not to, laugh out loud while you're speaking, because I know my speaker's right here. But all I can picture is, I'm pretty sure a couple of weeks, maybe 2 weeks ago, I'm pretty sure Becca sent me something about verbiage to use or something. I could be maybe.
Yeah, I think she did. She wanted us to use bigger words.
And I'm like, classic you and I, we're just kind of basic, whatever. We got it down, and it's no, you need bigger vocabulary. Well, that's not my strong suit.
No, it's definitely not my strong suit. I'm not really big on it, that's for sure, So.
I'm going to guess.
Uh-oh. He's guessing.
I'm going to pickle about this one.
Oh, man. Don't be in a pickle, buddy. It's not that bad.
You know what I've been finding? Also, when I've been, past 2 episodes, 2 or 3 actually, when we've been drinking this, I've been getting congested. But just right here, and then it goes away.
Mm-hmm. Ashley's just popping up now. This must have been her comment from before. I don't know why I did that, but see, I click on different things.
At this point, then.
I don't think so. Yes. Did she pop up over here?
All right. What do you want to reveal first?
Let's do our score. We'll do our scores, and then we'll reveal what we think it is. Then we'll bring in Miss Sadie, and she will tell us if we're wrong or right. So I showed my score first last time, so I'll allow you, sir, to go first this time.
I just wrote it, erased it. Wrote it, erased it, wrote it, erased it, wrote it, erased it,
wow.
And then stick with what I did, because I basically wrote the same number 3 times, so I will stay at the 3 out of 5. And I was just wondering, maybe a 3.5, not wondering, but considering that.
Okay.
But I don't know. I'm kind of torn. So,
I went with a 4. I went with a 4 out of 5. I really like it. I like where it's at. I like but again, I think this is in my wheelhouse, so this is definitely along the lines of stuff that I like to drink. Okay. So, are you going to reveal, sir? You want to show us what you guessed?
Rye.
A rye.
46% H2O. Now, I was thinking bourbon, but I that's just my always go-to. But there's a lot of spice going on that's weird. It's not upfront. Most of I felt sipping was a lot of sweetness, but again, there was this weird spicy thing still going on. Is it allspice? Is it clove? It's not clove. Clove is usually more apparent. So is it allspice, or is it some sort of pepper or something, like a white pepper? I don't know.
Okay.
But there's something back there, and when I get confused, this always comes to.
It goes to rye. So. That's the go through. That's where I was last week with that the High West, the double rye. It was that flavoring that was in there. I was gonna go bourbon originally, and then I said, you know what? Is that flavor in there? And I went with rye. But this week, I went with bourbon. I went with 50% alcohol and H2O. So I think the alcohol is high in this, but it's so smooth. It comes through really, really good.
Yeah. And let's also clarify that just because we say H2O doesn't mean that this isn't chilled, not chillable. We don't ever talk about that, but the fact that some of these might, also chilling something or putting an ice cube in something can bring out flavors too, not just H2O. We just don't do that on the show, but sometimes some of these might be good over ice, so that is something to factor in.
So, just to come back to with Ashley, it said that's interesting. Earlier when you was expanding on it a little bit, she said that, and better to be safe than sorry, so but I don't think there's any actually cocoa in there when they do it. That's just flavors that are naturally extracted out of the wood that you get, so they don't add any of that to it when you're doing any of this stuff. So, it's not like you're going to be, having a reaction if you are allergic to chocolate, just for the simple fact that it's just the chocolate scent. It's not actually chocolate in there. That's the scenting that you're getting out of it. But so we went with bourbon. Now let's bring in Miss Sadie, and we will see what we have. Yes, so here she is. She's back to tell us if we're right or if we're wrong. And we're split, Sadie. One guessed rye, one guessed bourbon. So now you are going to tell us who was.
Before I'm going to open this, but while I do it, I want to know, this kind of gives a lot away. Sorry in advance. But do you have a specific guess, Dad? Because you seem really, really specific. Really on the money here.
I don't. I have so many whiskeys, and I've probably tried this one before. I do like it, so it's definitely something that I think I'd go back to again. You know, I would, or probably have already.
The reason I was thinking you might have a specific guess is because you know the theme, and you were pretty...
if I go by the lettering right here, if I have the E. Now, if I go with my guess along with a bourbon.
Yes.
Bourbons that I have with E.
Yes.
I could go, obviously Elijah Craig.
Mm-hmm.
Is an E one. What is another good E one that I have? Elmer T. Lee is another one that I have, which is an E. I also have Colonel E.H. Taylor is another one that I have. Now, this
might be an E.H. Taylor.
It's possible. It is possible because
we've only done one of them, and we
did the rye
before.
We've done the rye before.
So if it's not the rye, maybe this one's the bourbon.
It could be. I mean, so that's what I can think of.
The eyebrows.
Eyebrows. So we'll see in a second here. What do we got?
It's the E.H. Taylor small batch.
Oh, the small batch. All right. Okay, good.
So the reason I was asking is because it is 50% alcohol, and it's a Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. So I thought maybe you put 2 and 2 together with the letter and what we have.
You're giving me way more credit than I deserve. I can't think that much into it. So
I was just wondering.
Nope.
That's impressive though that you were able.
Because here's the whole thing. Last week you did it, and it was like the Six Kingdoms was one of the letters. It's like that has nothing to do with it. It's not the whiskey. It's nothing. It's not Scotch. Well, it was a Scotch, so it could have been the S. But I mean,
well, that's just that was a thought I had because you were pretty much right on the money there.
Okay,
but anyway,
that's pretty good. I'll take it.
Yeah, good job.
I like it.
So on the nose, we have taste of caramel corn sweetness mingled with butterscotch and licorice. That's probably the peppery spice in the background. That'd be my guess.
Maybe the anise, maybe of that.
Yeah.
The licorice.
And then for the palate, the aftertaste is a soft mouth feel that turns into subtle spices of pepper and tobacco.
Ooh, tobacco, not leather, huh? Wow.
No.
Okay.
No, but I got the spices.
Yeah.
That's good. Nice.
So you don't have anything down for the finish. And this is another one that has nothing on the back. It's another short single page.
This is just simple. Getting through it.
Your source for this one is the Buffalo Trace site.
Oh, well, then that's what they had. A lot of times they don't have a finish and it's just cut and dry. But again,
let me see if
I'm going to do better for the
has
people next time. I'll do better. I'm going to strive to do better later.
So is the
Flaviar for the finish has medium length with notes of vanilla creme brulee. That's what the finish says on Flaviar.
Way better than you, Buffalo Trace.
Yeah. We're going to drop that sponsorship anyway.
Yeah, not going to be.
All right. What do you guys think for the price?
This one is actually not that bad out of all the E.H. Taylors. I know it's one of the more least expensive ones. I'm going to say it's like $54.
I'm going to guess $49.99.
So this one is $39.99.
Wow, bargain! I way overpriced this. I'd buy this all day. And actually, the small batch is one of the easier ones to find out of the Colonel E.H. Taylor. Most places will, well, a lot of places. I can't say most places would have that, but most, a lot of the liquor stores I frequent do have. Oh, there's Bourbon Babe came in to steal some whiskey. She's in stealing. So
on Flaviar, the price is listed as $107.99, but I think that's for California.
Well, that would be that's the Flaviar prices are pretty much it. That's probably $107, which is crazy. It is hard to find depending where you're going, so a lot of it's
My buddy Steve is leaving, but
Oh, bye, Steve.
Being in.
Thanks,
Thanks
buddy.
for watching,
Appreciate it.
Steve.
Thank you, sir. Let me get over here. I'll bring up Steve. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate that. So Steve's checking out.
So I
But-
really like this, and I'm surprised because I don't remember what I thought of the rye one. And I mean, I still
The
give
rye
it a
one we
3 out of
actually
5,
liked.
but
We
that's still
both
good
liked
in
the
my-
rye.
in my book. So 3.
I will.
think
Where am I
it's
going to
3.5
be?
now.
I'll put it up over Nick. We'll have the E.H. Taylor Rye episode. I'll have it up over there for you. If you want to peruse it, it'll pop up once I do all my magic here after we're done with this. Tomorrow sometime I'll get all the finishing touches in this video. You'll be able to watch the video as is, but I have to put all the rest of that stuff in there. So little videos will pop up if you want to check them out.
Trying to get my my notes.
All right. So, all right. Well, thanks, kiddo. We're going to step you out for a minute, but we'll bring you
Okay.
back in. All right.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sadie.
All right. So E.H. Taylor. Wow, that's a good one. The small batch, like I said, is one of the easier ones to find. Single barrel is super hard, and any of the other ones that you get, the rye is you can find that one fairly easily. The ryes, they do pop up, but the single barrel's super hard to find around us. It's like I have a hard time ever finding it. If I found another bottle out there and if I was just going around, I would definitely grab it because I know it's so hard to find right now around us. Other people, no problem. This is just like growing on trees, like in their backyard and stuff, like Weller. Some areas they have tons of Weller. It's like they just have shelves and shelves and shelves of Weller 107 antique, Weller 12 year and stuff. And around us to find anything outside of the reserve of the antique, good luck. That's the only things I've ever found around here, and I don't think even all the people, places, the liquor stores I frequent, I always tell, the owners and the people that work there, I say, hey, if you have the 12 year, put that aside. I want it. I'll come in here, I'll buy it. But no such luck. They don't even get it. They just laugh at me. Yeah, well, a 12 year, sure, I'll get that for you. It's like one of those things. It's like crazy. I can't believe, like how hard it is to get that. So on that,
before we go into now, I don't know if you were planning on doing this tonight or not. I know we're not normally we'll do and probably at some point still revisit these and do a review of all 5. But from what you remember, / like I also write all my scores down, so now I'll play each one.
Yep.
I stacked my least to favorite just upon memory from what I remember. Obviously we can't retry all of them. So that's fine. Now, before you sip, I saw you pour either. Oh, okay. So I was going to ask, what is your pour before we get into this?
This is just my pour. I mean, this is going to be to finish out the show, really.
What is it?
I got a little. I picked this up when I was down in Kentucky. It's Peerless Single Barrel. This is their double oaked. Very
small little bottle.
It is a small bottle. They have these again. They sell. This is like one of the easier ones to find when you're down there. As far as at different stores, they have this size bottle. I have the big bottles also. I grabbed 2 of those. I grabbed a single barrel and a small batch when I was down there. The small batch is pretty much their regular that they put out all the time. The proofing is always different with their small batch. So sometimes, like I have, this one is single barrels is 107, but I have a small batch downstairs that's like 110. Proof, so they vary all over the place. Each batch is different in what you're getting out of it, so they all have a different taste, so it's tough to get notes on these too because they're all over the place because every batch is different. So I just got that. Now you want to do is kind of, I don't think we can really get back into, I don't mean to do a flashback 5 you're talking about.
Yeah,
something
I don't
like
know
that.
if we're going to be able to, we might, I don't know. We could.
Well, as best as you
point.
can remember, we could pick
Yeah, I was
out our
gonna say,
favorites
so
right now.
I still have all the notes. So like I said, like I put my worst up to my top. I will say from the ones that Sadie picked, again, out of complete random chance, I liked all of them. I mean, one of them, the lowest score I gave was a 2.75. And even that one I didn't hate. I just wasn't fully in love with it.
Yeah.
So it was like, in comparison to the others, obviously it's going to be my last one, which hint what it is. But yeah, so you're going to sip on that. I figured I'd share mine before we talk, just quickly brief it down. I'm going to go with, surprisingly, the Glencairn 12.
Oh, that's what you're going
Now,
to be drinking on this evening.
If you remember from, I don't know, a couple weeks ago, this was a random buy. I felt like I saw it for a good deal. It was $68. I was like, let's give it a try, right?
Yep.
I love it. If you couldn't tell, I got this
Yeah,
bottle,
Nick's
I
been
think,
hitting that bottle
3
hard.
weeks ago, something like that. I don't
Yeah.
remember, but like, no, it's more of like when I've been doing like a little casual sipping here and there. Like, this one goes down nice and smooth. It's tasty. It's the 12-year single malt Scotch. I brought this up before. It's at 43% alcohol.
Yep.
You know, it's good. I can't complain about it. So
Nice.
this is what I'm going to
Well, okay.
sip on.
Nice. Well, as you're pouring that, we're going to go over our little teaser we did earlier. Little interactive thing that we want to do. So next week, what we'd like to do during our live, which would be next week, will be a Thursday because that's my next day off. So next week will be on a Thursday. We're going to do a Thursday live at 8. But what we want to do is the Sip Along With Us, the People's Choice. So what is this you're asking? That is a good question. I'm going to tell you. Is basically we have a list of 8 different whiskeys, common whiskeys that everybody should be able to find around their area, or you may even have at your home bar. This is going to be Jack Daniel's, Jim Beam, Knob Creek, Four Roses Yellow Label, Evan Williams, Wild Turkey 81, Maker's Mark, and Eagle Rare. Now, out of those 8, we want you to pick 3 of them and submit it to us in the comments down below or by email to us. Now, whatever one we get the most out of for the picks, for what people would like to do, that's the ones we're going to go with, and I'll post those ahead of time. So on Wednesday or Tuesday, if I have them in, if we can, I will post it on all the available media that I have. I'll get it out there so you'll know what we're going to be trying, and we'll be doing that night. Now, it'll be set up like a blind format for us. So me and Nick are going to have to try to guess what we're drinking. Now, we already know that it's going to be, but it has to be what 3. So we're going to have to break it down that way. So what 3 are we going to be sipping on, and which one are we drinking right now? Is this the Eagle Rare? Is this the Four Roses? Is this, a Jim Beam? That's what we're going to be doing. You will get to sip along with us, because what we're going to do is we'll have Miss Sadie with us again. Me and Nick will bring her on. She will be the main person on screen, and we're going to step off screen. We're not going to be here. So then she's going to explain to all the viewers what the batting order will basically be, what we're going to be sipping as we go through, because we're not going to know, but you'll be able to know, so that way you can drink with us, and you'll be able to see what our notes are and whatnot as we're going through, and if our guesses are correct. So what we'll do is we'll probably sip everything, go through it all, work 1, 2, and 3, and then make our guesses after the fact, so that we can try to put it in some kind of an order like that. So what we need you to do, comments down below, what 3 you would like to see us do, and what 3 are the most common or easy for you to get. And these are all the basic entry-level ones. This is regular Jack Daniel's, regular Jim Beam, regular Maker's Mark. None of the high-priced ones. Your basic entry-level, whatever it is, the cheapest Jim Beam, the cheapest Jack Daniel, just the basic Jack. That's what we're going to be doing. The Four Roses Yellow Label, that's the cheapest one out of all the Four Roses. And Knob Creek is just going to be the Knob Creek 100, which is the easiest, the entry-level one. Wild Turkey 81, that's their basic. So all of these are really inexpensive, so, whatever selection it is, it won't break the bank if you want to sip along with us when we're doing it. So that's basically what we're hoping. And we'll bring Sadie in for it during that, and she'll explain it all to you then, too, again, when we do it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like we're not going to know what the 3 are. We'll obviously know the 3. It's just more of like a quick little, hey, can we figure out the 3 in the order that she provided? And I think it's fun. I thought the idea was great. I'm excited because I know we've had a lot of viewers out there that have wanted to do some sort of a tasting with us. This gives you the opportunity. Maybe it's something you've had and you've never really thought about sipping along with us for it, but you'll know. So then you'll know what type of things you might be able to smell or taste when you're doing it. And again, remember, we'll walk you through it. We'll tell you, you got to swish it around. We'll give the old, what's the guy's name we loved? We need him on the show. Oh, it's going to kill me.
The guy from that we were at the Muckies with.
Muckies. Anyways, we'll help you along the way.
Johnny Gill. Johnny Gill. That's who it is. Johnny Gill. That's Johnny Gill. Yeah, he was the coolest as ever, dude. He was a legend. He was a legend for us anyway that night. He was
in the suit and everything. I mean,
he was with the Dalmore. They're representing a product there,
and that's impressive because out of 13 products we tried that night, he was the only one in a suit and the only one that knew. I felt like really knew what they were doing. Like he put on a show.
He had a whole show. He's definitely a showman, and he knew what he was doing. And he actually saved us some whiskey that some of the hard to find stuff. He saved it for us for the end of the night. He didn't use this, he brought this from his own secret stash or whatever he had. I believe that was the King Alexander, or
King Alexander. That was when I walked away from you and I was like, I was so mad. You guys were texting me, "Where did you go?" I was
Yeah,
like, I had to
you
go
wandered
look at
off.
this.
Yeah, so we get to try that, and he saved some for us specifically for the end of the night so that we could try it with him. So it was a really good night. I still have all his contact information. Maybe we could do something with this. Maybe he'd be interested in doing a live, and we can talk about his experience with the Dalmore, and because he did say he went to Jura over there. I believe that's where they were located out of, and over in Scotland, and he was trained there. So that's which is kind of cool. But I'll definitely have to reach out to him. Maybe he'd be interested in coming in a little guest appearance.
Yes.
On the show with us. That'd be kind of cool. But yeah, so that's our idea. All the whiskeys are down below in the description. So all 8 of the whiskeys are down there. So you can have to see, pick the 3 out of that, email us, comment on it, let us know what you'd like to see. And we will do those 3 with you. A little bit of interaction going on, a little more interactive where, you'll be able to drink along with us and be like you're right here with us in the studio, really. Anything else do you have, Mr. Nick? Because I'm going to bring Miss Sadie back in.
I do not. Are we gonna review these 5 in order before Sadie or with Sadie?
We can bring her in. That's fine. I don't see a reason why we cannot. So let's bring in Miss Sadie. Boop, and change up the view. There we are, and here she is. So she's back. Yes, you are. So we're just gonna go through, kiddo, and yes, we're gonna put them in order, kind of, because we're not gonna be able to do our regular flashback 5 for these. So quickly for me, going over last week's. The one that threw me the most was that Mortlock, the 15-year. That one threw me, but I read more into it, and I read a little bit into it. It did have a bourbon barrel finish, so maybe that's why it came off so much like bourbon for us. I don't know, but excuse me, it did come off with more of a bourbony note to it for me. So I liked the Mortlock, I really did. Then we did the High West Double Rye, and what was the other one we did? We did Angel's Envy. We had Angel's Envy in there. Yep. So
the port wine one.
Yes, the Angel. Yeah, that's the entry level Angel's Envy. There was that we had done. So I actually have, because I did this. So I got the High West bottle hiding Sadie's face. Yep, there you go. Look around it. And then I got the Angel's Envy, and we did the Mortlock 15-year 6 Kingdoms. But so we did those. Now, out of these 2 that we did tonight, along with these. Man, number 5 for me. So you wrote them all down already, Nick. So I'll let you go first, and then I will.
So number 5 for me, again. So Sadie, I know you've been listening, but I will give you credit again. These
Thank
5
you.
were wonderful. I felt like even though you went off of something completely random, you somehow pulled off something of a miracle.
Thank you.
They were all they were still all enjoyable, but this is my least favorite. And truthfully, this one, I don't know if I need to revisit this. I didn't hate it, but I want to revisit it. But that would be the Angel's Envy port.
Right. I think that's the one that you gave the lowest rating, right?
It was 2.75 out of 5. So that would easily be probably my lowest one for this 5. Derek, am I going to 4? You throwing out your 5?
I've got my 4. I'm gonna work them out right now as far as where I'm going with these. What do we have here? We have this one. What the heck was this? What did we do tonight? Colonel Taylor, and the other one was what?
We did the
Dubliner.
The Dubliner.
I wrote down your scores down here. I'll bring them up to you later.
Okay.
So we're obviously in the same house, so we needed 2 separate workspaces. So I'm set up in the basement in an office chair and a fold-out table. So that's where I am right now.
Yeah, she's in a whole different location. She's in a secluded area.
You get the backup studio.
So my number 5 was the High West. Is my number 5. So that's out of it. I know it's tough, but it's just. I mean, it was a good rye. I like it, but rye's got to be your thing. It's not really my thing. I'm not really a. I gotta have me some rye. But it has to be a really good rye. This was good, but out of the list of what we've tried, it's number 5. Not saying I wouldn't drink it if I was offered it or given it. It's a really good rye, and I do like it, but number 5 for me.
Can you remind us what you rated that one? Do you have it written down?
Yeah, somewhere on paper.
Oh, okay. Cool. Never mind.
Room.
Forget
Never mind.
it.
I can't remember.
Forget I said anything. I didn't.
My number 4 is I went with the Dubliner. So I went with the Irish for number 4. Again, it's really good. I liked it a lot. It was really yummy. But just again on my list of what I would pick first out of all the ones that we did, Dubliner would be number 4. Nick?
My number 4 is the E.H. Taylor
Oh,
Small
okay.
batch.
All right.
I gave that a 3 out of 5. I just felt that it was right down the line, and that I was still like somewhat still enjoying it, and I'd keep sipping it, and I feel like that's something I would drink with you, but I wouldn't just be out somewhere and be like, "Oh, I need to drink that," or "Oh, I should try that."
Yep.
I wouldn't not suggest it to people, but I also wouldn't like. This is obviously somebody who's got to be knows what they're drinking and
Yep.
knows the area. I would let them. I'd say, yeah, I'd have this, but just wasn't anything super overwhelming that I need to comment for.
Okay. My number 3 was Angel's Envy, the port cask. I liked it. Again, it's good. Angel's Envy is a really good bourbon. It really is. It's a solid bourbon. Got a lot of flavor going on. And I think I rated it kind of high, too. I think I gave it like a 3, almost a 4, maybe a 4 last week, if I'm remembering
I
correctly.
think you did.
So it was up there. It's good. But again, on the list of things, like how I drink them, and that's just the way it came in. So it came in number 3 for me.
Okay. I already probably know how your list goes. My number 3 was actually the High West Double Rye.
Okay.
So I gave that one the 3.25 out of 5.
Wow.
And I liked this, and I remember at the time being like, "This is so interesting," and I was more intrigued into this one. So I honestly want to revisit that, and I remember, if I remember correctly, sorry, yeah, it was $30.
Yeah,
That's
it was
a steal for something like that.
It
That I
was.
wouldn't normally. I would see that. I'm like, "Ooh, cool label." So I'm glad like that might stand out to people. And I just thought it was a fun little sipper. So that was my number 4. I mean number 3. Sorry, my number 3.
Okay, my number 2 was the Mortlock, the 15-year, the Six Kingdoms Game of Thrones edition.
Yep.
Really liked it. Understandably, it's an expensive one. It's also a limited release. You're not going to find it in their regular collection. It's just out for the Game of Thrones collection, and it's kind of pricey. It's $130 for the bottle. When I bought it, I do believe. I think that was the price.
That sounds
So
right.
it's so it's up there. It's pricey, but I liked it because it came off.
150.
It kind of it messed with me a little bit, and I liked it because it had a lot going on inside of it. And I also thought it was something other than what it actually was, because it didn't come off like a Scotch, and I think it's even a Speyside, which if I'm right,
It is.
it's
You're right.
so it didn't come off like a normal Speyside would normally.
Speyside single
That
malt
light,
stuff.
fruity deliciousness that that we always get out of a Speyside. This one was dark, and it had all different kind of notes to it. So that's why I liked it. It was super I found it complex for what it was. But that's my number 2.
My number 2 was the Dubliner. I mean, for this blended Irish whiskey, I'm not a big Irish whiskey guy, which I am because I'm Irish.
Well, you are an
I
Irish
do love
guy. You like
whiskey.
Irishes. You like
I
Irishes and
shouldn't say that,
Speysides.
but this one definitely like stood out from ones that we've had before. And I really enjoyed this one. So I had given this originally a 4 out of 5. And again, with that price of $22, I mean, you can't go wrong with that. It's funny because it looks, and I hate to say this, but it doesn't, like you feel like when you look at that label, I know you could probably throw it up another time, right?
Yeah, I'll
I
throw
feel
it. I'll
like
finish it up.
It doesn't look as elegant as, the what the Game of Thrones packaging might be,
Yep.
or the E.H. Taylor packaging might be. So this thing's probably just sitting on the shelf. You wouldn't even think twice to buy it, but it was good.
It was very good.
I mean, like, good for you.
No,
Like,
that's a good one.
yeah.
The Dubliner is good. I mean, I would
And
not say
remember
no
I
to
said
that.
that's good to share to somebody. Like, I've saved that one. I'm saving for last right now. Like,
Yeah.
that to me is also a very good entry level. Like, hey, just try this, but don't know what it is.
Yeah, it is. Definitely,
So-
I agree.
So, Derek, this leads us to our number ones. I think we both could have guessed each other's number ones.
Probably,
Why don't you go
but
first.
I went with the Colonel E.H. Taylor small batch. That's what I went with. I liked everything about it. I liked that, I like the Colonel Taylor products. I like all of them. And this one was really good. I mean, and on top of that, it's one of the easier ones to find. So, you can actually go out and grab this one, and at a reasonable price, $40, $39.99, I think it was.
$39.99.
So that's that's a really good price. It's under 50, and it's a really good sipping whiskey. I mean, I could definitely see myself just crushing this bottle on a night by a fire outside, just hanging out. Definitely, just sipping away at this all night long. I like it a lot. So that's my number 1 pick. That's the one I go to first out of this list.
And as mine probably was, were you guessing this for me? Right? You probably did.
Yeah, it's in your. That's what you like.
So again, my number one, if you haven't done the math correctly, is the Game of Thrones Six Kingdoms, the Mortlock 15 year.
Yep.
And this is something that I was surprised by. Like, it just swept me off. Again, I only gave it a 3 out of 5 in comparison to the Dubliner, but this has grown on me. So, like, okay, 3 out of 5, I would easily at least put it at a 3.5 out of 5. It put itself into its own Scotch category, and I'm interested to see the next time I try it, will the flavor grow on me even more? Like, we always talk about scenarios and times and different days. It can grow on you, or you might not like it anymore.
Yeah.
But I really feel like this one might be something that gradually growed on me and might even boost its rating up more. So, but again, this to me was number one, and I kind of wish I still had some left over, but I don't.
Love it. No, it's really good. I like that one a lot too, and that's why it was my number 2. You know what I mean? And I want to get into it some more. I want to, try it out, see if I get the same impression the second time I try it. Really, if I'd still go along the same lines that I did with my first guess of saying this is a bourbon, or now that knowing that it's a Scotch, if I'm going to find more of those Scotch notes in it than I did the first time.
Yeah.
So, but that's the thing when you're doing it blind, you're opening up your senses to everything, and you're trying to narrow it down. And but I thought it just came off more bourbony for me. So again, that's in my wheelhouse. I like the bourbons, so I think I would go with that one. But I definitely want to get into it some more, and I'm definitely be hitting that bottle a little bit more, and trying it out a little, seeing if I still go along the same lines again.
Yep.
Hi, Clifton.
Oh, got someone. Oh, geez, 5 more comments. I've been asleep at the wheel here, right at the end.
What are you doing over here, Derek?
I know, right? Up, Clifton. What are we drinking? Oh, hey, Clifton.
Tonight we drink the Dubliner Irish Whiskey and E.H. Taylor Small Batch.
And we just finished going over...
Which ironically...
blind, never mind. Well, it was blind for us, but, right now, if we started from the beginning, it would have been blind for you also. But we just finished wrapping up. We went over the 2 we did tonight and the 3 we did last week. And then we just went through our top 5, how we choose them out from our number 5 least amount to the number 1, our most favorite out of the entire group. So,
and ironically, the 2 that we just tried were in our top 2.
Yes, yeah, they were. They were in our top 2. So that's pretty good. One of them, yes, back and
each.
forth. Yeah, 1 for each. So,
connect the dots.
yeah. So last week we had done the High West Double Rye. We did the Mortlock 15-year Six Kingdoms Game of Thrones edition, and we did Angel's Envy, the port cask, the port wine finished bourbon. So those were the 3 that from last week that we did blind. So not bad, honestly. I think I went 4 for 5 out of this group with the guesses.
I think so too. That sounds right.
I have no idea.
No, I don't know what you did. No, I don't. You may have got. I think you got
2.
I think
you
2
might
or
have gotten
3.
2. I think you got 2. You might have gotten 2 out of
2,
it.
but here's the thing, though. I also was taking giant leaps with some of them, and sometimes I like to take that bigger leap rather with a safe guess.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I knew that was a bourbon all day long, but I was like, what are the odds that she's trying to pull us off of our chain? And she's like, because she's gonna start getting better at this too. She's gonna start learning.
The longer I'm here, the more I know.
Yeah, and you're gonna be like, ooh, this starts with an S, and it's a Japanese, but it tastes like a whiskey. Haha, I'll get him. And like that's kind of where I'm at. I'm like nervous she's gonna try to pull a fast one on us. So
Clifton, we are glad you dropped in too. Thank you, my friend. We appreciate you being here and watching us. Thanks.
I do usually stump you guys accidentally, just with the picks that I end up choosing, just because I literally know nothing about them. I just choose based on a random aspect. So like a letter or an animal on the bottle, or I like the label. Yeah, whatever it's that I choose.
Yeah, it's totally random when Sadie picks it because she has no background with whiskeys whatsoever. So it's whatever's on her. Oh, I like the cork. So it could be all wooden corks tonight. It could be, it could be something weird like that. I'm going with all screw tops, and that would be the theme for the night. It's all screw top bottles. So I never know what we're going to get out of Sadie. So that was actually a very good pick. Good job, kiddo.
Thank you.
All right. So, me and Nick are going to wrap this up. But thank you very much for all that you've done and what you're going to be doing next week for us again. We appreciate.
No problem. Happy to help.
All right.
Bye.
Later, bye. All right. So me and Nick back in here wrapping this bad boy up. So you got anything left for the people, Nick? before we get out of here?
For the new People's Choice that we're gonna try.
Yeah, the People's Choice I'm excited for. This is
fun.
The more I'm thinking about it and wrapping my head around it, it's getting better and better. But down in the description, we got 8 whiskeys. Pick 3 out of that. Put it in the comments what you'd like to try. These are the most common whiskeys. These are the cheaper ones that you can find at your liquor store. These are the entry-level ones. So the Easy Jack Daniels, the Jim Beam entry-level. So it's usually the cheapest one. Whatever the cheapest one out of these is, that's the bottle we'll be drinking. Because we're not going to try to break the budget here with these. But that's what we'll be sipping on. It'll be the highest 3 out of all. So whatever one get the most votes, those are the 3 we'll be doing next Thursday at 8 o'clock for our live blind guessing on our end of it, but you can sip along, and we'll get more into it next week. We'll explain it all over again, but definitely in the description below, all the whiskeys we want, the 8 whiskeys to choose from. Pick 3 out of that, submit it to us in the comments, or send it by email if you want to remain anonymous. I guess you can do it that way.
I really think we won't get anyone by email. I was going to say, or on Facebook, I will make a poll because all of my friends pull this joke with me all the time. And my friend Julia, she's watching right now, so she'll even laugh this off right now with my buddy Nick, who does the movie podcast with me. Which, go sign up for that, the Boyle and Ross podcast. We do a movie podcast with all new and old movies consistently, weekly, bi-weekly,
so there you go.
kind of. But the funny thing is they always make fun of me in my groups because I'm a huge poll guy. Like, it'll be something as simple as, what's the best pizza? And then, we just list a bunch of options and, we all vote and stuff. But on Facebook, there's actually a feature for a poll. So what I'll do is I'll put all the 8 options, and people can vote for as long as I want to keep the poll open for. And Derek, you and I will discuss that offline.
Yep.
And then we'll let you know that, and you'll have plenty of time to either have the bottle and you're good to go, or go get the bottle real quick, or at least a nip or something so you can join us.
Mm-hmm.
What? You just went, huh?
You can start voting now, Clifton. Go look at the description down below.
That means Becca was talking to you again.
Yeah, I got the signal from the other room. Yeah, definitely, Clifton. If you want, look at in the description for this show tonight. All the whiskeys are down below. You can send it by comment to us in this video on our Facebook group if you want. Join the Facebook group. Submit it to us. And we're going to pick it out from when everyone's finished, putting their comments in. We'll put them all down and see which whiskeys get the most votes. And those are the 3 that we will do. So thank you very much. Knob Creek, Evan Williams, and Eagle Rare. Okay. So those are Clifton's 3. He wants the Knob Creek, Evan Williams, and the Eagle Rare. A man who made quick decisions. And I like that. Great job, buddy.
And those are 3 great choices.
Yeah, those are 3 good choices. I love me some Eagle Rare. That's some good stuff. Knob Creek is good too, and so is Evan Williams. So those are 3 good choices, my friend. Good job. So that's his 3. I'm going to write those down right now, so I have those for posterity. But so we're going to wrap this up, Nick. We're going to take it out. So you have nothing left, correct? Because I don't want to cut you off.
Nope.
All right, Nick's done. So, well, folks, I got a little bit of whiskey left.
Stay tuned for I will probably, fingers crossed, finally, once this whole hiccup goes over, get to a cocktail this weekend at some point. So stay tuned.
Right. Well, I will have Friday. I have a cocktail coming out, so stay tuned for that because got to do something for Friday. So I did a video for that. I got to edit it out and get it out, but it'll be out on Friday at 2 o'clock. So everyone, as always, thank you so much for watching us tonight, kinfolk. All comment down below, like, share, follow us on all of our platforms, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, join our group, like us on YouTube, subscribe to us on YouTube. We'd love to have you. We love all your comments. We love that you're watching us. But here's hoping that you all find a little bit of luxury
in otherwise ordinary life.
Thanks, everyone.
Take care.
And there, the official. Thanks, buddy.